I was starting to hear stuff this week. I was starting to hear stuff, Why did Ateta get a new contract? Arsenal are scared of us. I had people saying Arsenal are scared of us. Arsenal are coming to a place this time, they're scared of us. They don't have Odegaard, they don't have Declan Rice. They don't have Merino. They don't have Calafiori. They're gonna play Timber. Timber was poor for Netherlands over the international break. I mean, Gabriel has been making some mistakes. We should really be beating Arsenal. We should really be beating Arsenal. Partey has been making mistakes here and there. Madison there, we should be taking advantage of that. Arsenal are not going to be able to score goals. Odegaard is not there. Saka's not looked the best this season. Martinelli is out of form. We are not scared of Havertz anyway. We should be beating Arsenal. Arsenal lose this week. Arsenal lose to Man City next week. They're 7 points behind Man City. The title race is over. This is going to be absolutely amazing. They've even given Mikel Arteta a new contract. What are they thinking? They're going to be 8 points behind Man City by the time we get to next week. I was starting to hear stuff, guys. I was starting to hear stuff. This is Arsenal. I have one question for you guys watching live. Let me know in the comment section what color North London is. In fact, let me know what color the whole of London is, because for me, I definitely know it's red. It does not matter who is there. It does not matter who's not there. We are going to win the game, lads. It's Tottenham. Doesn't matter who you have and you don't have. It's Tottenham. Like, you even brought in one there. Even wanted us to bring in those other two players on the bench that we don't know about. I just wanted to disrespect Tottenham as much as possible. Welcome to Everything Arsenal. Match reaction. Tottenham 0, Arsenal 1. I am so happy, man. I was seeing a lot of comments from you guys as well, saying that you're going to lose to Tottenham because you don't have. Nah, I predicted a 2-1 victory. Listen, I prefer 1-0 to 2-1, a clean sheet at their place, missing all of those players, basically had to go for a totally different midfield with Partey there and Jorginho there. That's not the most mobile midfield. They're obviously over 30. They're not the quickest. So if Son gets the ball in the middle and stuff, they're going to pass you for sure. So I am absolutely buzzing, man. Like, I'm absolutely buzzing. What a victory. What a win. That is big. Now we are all of a sudden second on the table, just 2 points behind Man City. It could have been different. If Tottenham won, 5 points behind Man City. Next week, he loses to Man City, it's 8 points. But this is Arsenal. You need to trust in this team. I predicted Arsenal to win the league. I never changed my prediction. Didn't matter what happened in the transfer window, because they believe in this team. As I said in the preview, yes, you don't have Odegaard. Yes, you don't have Rice. Yes, you don't have those players. But as long as Gabriel is there, Saliba is there, Timber is there, Ben White is there, we can still keep clean sheets. And by the way, these days, David Raya, man, David Raya has become so incredible, man. Absolutely incredible. Again today, another like 9 out of 10 performance. We'll be talking about that. And not only that, we bullied them as well. Like, we bullied them. Look at Trossard handling their player, on the thumbnail, as you've seen. Who handled Vicario. Vicario was annoying me today. Timber handling him as well. Absolutely fantastic, man. And considering we also picked up a silly yellow card early in the game, Saliba getting a yellow card early in the game, and you never know if Son runs to him and then he gets another red card, and boom, next week you have Man City. All of a sudden, things are looking good. I predicted a win today. I knew we were going to win today. Whoever was not there, it's Tottenham, guys. It's just Tottenham. Tottenham, you can beat them. Me and you can go and play against Tottenham and you'll win the game. Next week, it's tougher against Man City. I am happy to go there and pick up a draw. If we get through Tottenham, Atlanta, and Man City without losing a game, perfect. After that, it's Bolton, it's Leicester, it's Southampton. You can get 3. But what a win, man. We've now won 3 games in a row away at Tottenham. I need to check the stats for that, because I think it's been so long since we won 3 games in a row at Tottenham. Maybe the 80s or something, or maybe even before that. It's crazy. And last season's victory was very good, being 3-0 up in the first half against them and going for the title in the final 2 weeks. That was great. But out of the 3 wins that we've had at Tottenham, for me, this is the biggest. Not having all of those players, not having your captain, not having Declan Rice there. Like, that one game, I would not have wanted Rice and Odegaard to miss is Tottenham away, Man City away. Those games I don't want them to miss, As you've seen, there's going to be fights, there's going to be tackles. You want players like Declan Rice in that midfield to do that. And Partey didn't get exposed. Jorginho didn't get exposed. Gabriel and Saliba, even in the first half, I tweeted in the first half before he scored and everything, I said Gabriel and Saliba making some incredible last-ditch challenges. They were incredible today. And again, I was hearing things about Gabriel as well. I was hearing people say Gabriel has made a lot of mistakes. Drop him. Drop this beast. What are you talking about? Drop this beast. What are you guys talking about? Gabriel Magalhaes, drop him. What are you talking about? Gabriel, we just needed that one chance. And the fact that you've also scored from a corner, that is sweet, man. Like, fantastic. Because I also had Tottenham fans saying, nah, as long as we defend their set pieces, we now have Van der Ven, Romero. Van der who? We don't care about that. We don't care about that. What a victory at Tottenham. Let's get to the match reaction. Let me know how you guys are feeling. I am buzzing, man. I'm so happy. Stansler says, what a win. RK says, red. Urban says, in fact, you haven't revenge, but I promise those ladies at Hermes, they're carrying 7 goals. Urban, Tottenham are not that good. The ladies are better than Tottenham in terms of football. So I think that is, we are disrespecting the ladies in terms of that. Even the ladies would beat Tottenham. So we are disrespecting the ladies. It's Tottenham. It's only Tottenham. Bright says London is always red. Aruna says red, 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 red. I'm happy for our win. Waneri improved, says Bright. Yes, we are the Ghana, says Mary. I am doing absolutely well. Okay, finally we humbled those ladies, says Urban. I'm so happy, man. Let's get the match reaction. I am so happy, man, that we've won that game. And on top of that, we've kept a clean sheet. These games never have clean sheets. It's usually 3-2, 2-2, 4-4 sometimes, 3-3 sometimes. There's even a time they beat us 5-1, 2-1. There's a lot of results in this game, big scores. And the fact that we went there and we kept a clean sheet without our players, and we had to switch things around. Havertz was playing up front, yes, but he was dropping into the midfield, so it was going up front a little bit, and then Martinelli was covering other angles because, not having Odegaard and Rice, you need a lot of running power in the midfield because Jorginho and Partey are not the quickest. You need a lot of help. Then even Timber today, my goodness, such an incredible performance as well. And our bench, what was worrying about today, for me, I look at that team that we had today. I was expecting a win. I was like, this team should be winning. We have the players, the 11 players who are starting, they are good enough. The worry was the bench. Like, we had we actually had 2 players on the Arsenal bench that I don't know about. That is crazy. We had 2 players on the bench that I did not know about, and we still won that game, and it's fantastic, man. Let me know how you guys are feeling. Let's go to the squad. I even forgot to change the red to black, but whatever. We wore black today. But Raya in goal. We had Timber, Gabriel, Salib, and Ben White at the back. We had Partey, Jorginho, and Havertz in. Okay, Havertz was not really in midfield. This is the graphic that we got from Arsenal earlier before. So Havertz was kind of up front, and then Trossard was the one who was playing in midfield as well. They were kind of rotating a bit, but Havertz was mostly up front. But I also saw Havertz playing on the right side a lot in this game, like on the right wing. Martinelli on the left, Saka on the right, and then Trossard, Havertz, whatever up front. And then look at that bench. Neto, okay, second choice goalkeeper, that is fine. Kivio, no problem. Heaven, we've heard about him. We've seen him playing a couple of times during the preseason, no problem. Kakuri, I have never, and I followed the under 21s and under 18 teams as well, and I've never ever heard about Kakuri. Lewis Kelly, we know about him. Nwaneri, we definitely know about him. Gabriel Jesus Sterling, we definitely know about them. Kabia, I have never heard in my life. So I was looking at the bench, I was like, yeah, we only really have Jesus and Sterling we can bring on. Obviously, Nwaneri if you want, Kivia if you want. But we really have that. That's not a strong bench. That missing, like, that is such bad luck. The fact that we missed Odegaard. And the players that we are missing, like, none of them even got injured on the pitch. Like, where the hell was Zinchenko? I don't even know when Zinchenko got injured. Zinchenko was supposed to be in this game. I don't even know when the hell he got injured. People are talking about Zinchenko potentially starting in midfield. I don't know where Zinchenko is. Tomiyasu did not get injured playing for us. I don't know why he got injured. Merino was injured in training. Who else? Calafiori is injured for Italy. Odegaard is injured for Norway. Rice was suspended. Like, no one really even got an injury while playing the game, and then we are like, okay, we got an injury playing the game. This is bad, whatever. Like, this is just bad luck, like not having all of those players. Now, luckily, Declan Rice will be back for the next game. I'll be so happy to see him back. Partey and Jorginho played well today, but you obviously need against Man City. You need Rice on that pitch, and Rice has to be on that pitch. De Bruyne riding in that midfield. You need Declan Rice on that pitch. And the bench will be better next week. But we needed to get through today. The video I did 3-4 days ago, when I talked about 4 ways we can replace Odegaard. If you guys check that one out, I said we need to get through Tottenham. Doesn't matter. Odegaard is injured. The transfer window is no longer open. We can't do anything about that. We have to keep up with Man City. We have to find a way to beat them. And the squad that we have, that squad that we have on the pitch, that squad is good enough. We have a good defense as long as Gabriel is there, Saliba, Ben White, Timber, Pat is there. That is okay. We can keep a clean sheet in this game, try and get one goal, however you're going to get it, whether it's a corner, whether it's a free kick, whether it's a penalty, just get the goal and we should be able to get through this game. I thought we were going to concede a goal like for sure because obviously Tottenham like usually score at their place, and during the derbies there's always going to be goals, but it was even much better than I expected. So this is fantastic. You need to get through anything. Injuries are going to happen. Like Saka went off today. I don't know if it's a serious injury or it's a knock or he's just tired. He played 2 meaningless games for England during the international break. Timber looked tired. There's someone, Havertz was limping at the end of the game. You just need to get through it. You just need to get through this game, and then we look at other things against Atalanta and against Man City next week. This one we needed to win. Man City, if we get a draw, I am happy with. Last season, we did not lose the title because we drew at Man City. Drawing at Man City is big. No one has won at Man City since 2022, so it's not easy to just go there and win. If you go there and you pick up a point and they're only 2 points ahead of you, next game is Leicester at home, Southampton at home. We have good fixtures coming up. We just need to get through today. So let's get through the match reaction. We started very well. The first 1 minute, the first 22 seconds, we had picked up a corner. Saka was taking on Udogie, and Martinelli was taking on Porro on that other side. We won a corner. The first corner wasn't great. Actually, the first couple of corners from Saka, some of them are really bad. Like, it was annoying me, especially the short one that he took and it hit the first man. I was like, no, this kind of game, you need to take your corners well, because this is like the kind of way we can score. This is almost the best way we can score. Counter-attack is also a way in this particular game against Tottenham, but we needed like those corners to be accurate. So I was a bit annoyed with Saka's corners in the first half. Who took the first corner? Is it Saka or Martinelli? I don't even know who took the first corner. I don't know. I think it was on the right side. I think it was Martinelli or someone who took the first corner, but it wasn't a good corner anyway. And then Tottenham started to dominate possession. Like in the rest of the 19 minutes of the first 20 minutes, Tottenham are dominating possession. They had like 79% possession. Again, I don't have a problem with that. We are missing our players who would control the game in Odegaard and those guys and Rice. I'm absolutely fine. We just need to get a goal and get out of there. That is not our home place. Just get the win. I did not care even if Tottenham had 20 shots and we had one. Just win the game and get out of there. I was very happy that the game was 0-0 at halftime. So Raya, let's talk about Raya once again. Fantastic save from Kulusevski in the 4th minute. That was the first piece of action that Raya had. And then there's another cross from Tottenham. Raya, like, it could easily have gone in if Raya didn't see it, but he also tapped it away. 2 very good saves in the first 7 minutes. And again, it was Gabriel made a very, very good challenge in the 8th minute of the game. I don't know if you gave away the ball, but yeah, they were getting opportunities. Luckily, we have a defense. Like, whenever these guys are there, I'm never really worried. Like, these particular guys, I'm like, we are going to be okay. They're going to defend. And I know Gabriel made a mistake against Wolves. I know Gabriel made a mistake against, was it Wolves? No, he made a mistake against Brighton. I know Gabriel made a mistake against Aston Villa. I know Saliba gave away the ball against Wolves in the first game. I know all of that, but still, this is the best defense that we've ever had since we had Campbell and Toure and Lauren and Ashley Cole. This is the best defense we've ever had since, and that is 20 years ago. So I really, really believe in them. But speaking of believing in them, in the 14th minute, Ben White gave away the ball in a very dangerous area. Yes, we play from the back, very, very daring, because especially without Odegaard coming to pick up the ball and Declan Rice, it was a bit confusing sometimes. I trust Jorginho and Partey in terms of passing the ball, but Partey has lost the ball a couple of times these first 3 games, like in the middle of the park, which could have conceded from. But Ben White was the one to lose the ball today. He gave away the ball and it fell to, I don't know if it was Bentancur or something. The tackle that Saliba had, absolutely fantastic. The first 15 minutes of that game, Gabriel and Saliba, the challenges they were making, fantastic, because they could easily have had 4 or 5 shots on target in the first 15 minutes, but 4 of them did not really get the goal because of Saliba and Gabriel like making those challenges. Fantastic. That is the Gabriel that we know. That is why I always tell you guys, Gabriel is not like remove Gabriel and bring Calafiori. No, Gabriel has to be in this team. I know you should have made a challenge against Brighton. He usually kind of does that in the first 2-3 games of the season, but after that, he is very, very good. And today, he was absolutely incredible. We had our first chance of the game in the 17th minute. Havertz to the header. I think it was Martinelli cross, and then good save from Vicario. Havertz was getting involved in terms of that. Martinelli, I know people will talk about Martinelli a lot today. Martinelli went through on the left side, screaming past the ball to Saka. I need to watch it again. I think he should have passed the ball to Saka in that situation. Now, the problem with that situation is like Nketiah last season. It was last season. There's a time Nketiah had the ball last season. I think he didn't pass the ball when he had a chance. The problem with players like that in those situations, Martinelli has not scored in a while. So he's desperate to score because I'm sure he knows what Arsenal fans have been saying. Sterling has come in, Martinelli is the one who's going to be on the bench. Martinelli is not playing well. I'm sure he knows all of that. He's seen all of that. So he's desperate to score. So in that situation, if Martinelli had scored in the first 2 games, he probably passes that ball to Saka in that situation. And I think he should have passed for sure. But I think in terms of him attempting the shot, he's desperate to, score and get his confidence up. And he was trying the Thierry Henry and Adebayo kind of finish. He didn't put it in the corner. It was a bit of a poor finish. I don't know. What did you guys think about that? Do you think he should definitely have passed? You were really annoyed with him and really frustrated that he didn't pass or didn't shoot the ball better? Or are you like, whatever, he needed to try that? That is fine. First 20 minutes of the game, just test the goalkeeper. How did you feel about that situation? But he did miss it. It was saved, unfortunately. And those are the kind of opportunities we were looking for in this game. Get through one-on-one, beat the high line and all that, stay onside and then get those opportunities. But he missed that situation. Now, Martinelli, Saka, Havertz, I know why people talk about strikers and stuff. You see the way Haaland scored against Brentford yesterday when he went through after the Ederson assist and he chipped the goalkeeper. Those situations, I still don't have anyone that I 100% trust at Arsenal. Like if they went through one-on-one, Saka, Martinelli, Havertz, Jesus, I'm still like, are they going to score? Even Saka, I'm like, is he going to finish this? Like, there's no one who has really showed me like if they get through one-on-one, it's a definite goal. Now, Martinelli has done it a couple of times last season, even against Sevilla. He went past the goalkeeper a couple of times. Like when Martinelli goes through one-on-one, he's going to score. That is how I used to feel about Martinelli even 2 seasons ago. I remember he scored 2 goals against Leeds and he was through one-on-one and he scored. But these days, I don't feel like that. Maybe Trossard is our best finisher one-on-one. Who's our best finisher one-on-one? I don't know. But I never feel like 100% confident with any of them going through one-on-one. And that situation, it was safe. But no problem. We tested the goalkeeper. The game is still 0-0. We're still going to get a couple of opportunities. Ben White, again, he was a bit asleep. Trossard tried to pass the ball to him. The ball went out for a throw-in. And I saw Arteta calling Ben White over to talk to him because I think he was turned once by Son. And then he gave away the ball that Saliba blocked. And he also was asleep. He was passed for the ball and it went out for a throw-in. So Ben White was a little bit asleep in the first 23 minutes. The rest of the game, he did well. And basically, the rest of the first half, it was Gabriel and Saliba making challenges, and then it turned to WWE. It was Randy Orton there. It was Triple H. It was Edge back in the day. It was Undertaker. It was Roman Reigns. It was Seth Rollins. It was not that. Definitely not that. I will come to that later on. I just had to put it on screen for them to see it. It was a wrestling match. Let me get it. It was a wrestling match throughout the game. The last 50 minutes of that first half, it was a wrestling match. First of all, Timber got a yellow card for challenging Porro. I don't even think that was a foul, first of all, because both of them stepped on the ball. So that is not supposed to be a yellow card, because I'm seeing people saying Timber like held Vicario on the neck like this. He should have picked up a red card. The first one is not supposed to be a yellow card anyway. It wasn't even a foul. But yeah, there's a lot of indiscipline from a lot of the players. Vicario, Timber's getting involved. Trossard got involved. Havertz. But one thing I love about this team, I don't mind this at all. I don't mind it at all. I still remember very well, 2009, 2010, 2011 there, we used to get bullied by these teams, We used to have Wilshere and Ramsey and Gibbs and Traore, and we used to come up against players like Drogba and John Obi Mikel, and they would just bully us, and they're like, look at these Arsenal players, these tiny players, They used to bully us. Even Tottenham, the Ledley Kings, and I think they had a player called Sandro, and I don't remember the other midfielder, but they had players who would bully us, like even that midfield, like Tottenham, Chelsea. We didn't have... Nowadays, you can't bully Arsenal. One player gets fouled. I love it. Havertz is there. He's going to protect Timber. Trossard is there. Gabriel and Saliba running to protect our players. Ben White, none is going to be bullied. These are big players now. We can't get bullied. And I love this about this team right now. The team spirit has been high for the last 3 years. And, we get involved in fights as well. We're not going to be bullied these days. We are very good in terms of that. And that was it for the first half. A lot of yellow cards. Timber picked up a yellow card. Jorginho picked Jorginho second half. There was a lot of yellow cards in the first half, especially their players. I think it was a record. I think we equaled the record of the most yellow cards in the first half of a Premier League game in history. I think 7 or 8 in the first half. I think 7. But yeah, I was happy the first half. It wasn't the best. Maybe Martinelli should have done better with the chance, but 0-0. I'm okay with this game. I just needed us to get one proper chance. We score from it and then defend well. I'd seen enough in terms of defending. Yes, we lost the ball a couple of times, but they weren't really threatening us that much. Not at all. They weren't really threatening us as well at all. We picked up a couple of yellow cards, yes, but as long as they stay disciplined, get to the 70th minute, I was thinking bring in Sterling and Jesus, try and get a goal from a set piece, absolutely fine. Van der Ven had a header that was saved by David Raya. Then Jorginho picked up a yellow card. Again, the rest of the next 10 minutes, it was a lot of Tottenham possession, a lot of fouls here and there. There's a lot of fouls in this game. But our chance finally came to take advantage of them. I think, did they make a sub right before that? I think they brought in a couple of players right before that. But we got a corner after that. And I was screaming, please, Saka, take a good corner this time. You're not going to get too many. Just take a good corner. And that was a fantastic corner by there. I've just remembered. Forget about the goal for a second. The Saka cross was fantastic. You just need to put your head there. That is it. It came with a lot of pace. It was like the way James Ward-Prowse takes corners for Southampton back in the day and Nottingham these days. His corners are like that. And that cross from Saka, absolutely fantastic. And that header from Gabriel bullied the defenders right in front of them. And that powerful header, no chance for Vicario. 1-0 to Arsenal. Absolutely love it. Is that our first corner this season? I know we scored in the Emirates Cup. I don't think we scored a corner this season yet, right? No, Aston Villa, Trossard was just a goal. Yeah, Partey was just a goal. I don't think we scored a corner this. And this is our first corner this season. And this is the kind of situations we need to take advantage of that. Games like these, tight games, they're dominating possession. I think Arsenal had like 96 passes in the first half. 96. Arsenal never have 96 passes. We usually have like 200, 300 in the first half. But this particular game, we didn't have Odegaard right in the midfield. We were just happy to keep it tight and try and get a goal. And that was a fantastic header from Gabriel to make it 1-0 to Arsenal. And from that point on, yes, you could try and get a second goal. You could try and defend it out, see the game out. Doesn't matter. We had a couple of opportunities in the next 20 minutes of that game. Trossard had an opening. He gave away the ball. Also, Sterling, when he came on, he had a chance to shoot the ball, but they challenged him and they took the ball away from him. I think also Martinelli, we had a couple of opportunities to get a second goal, but absolutely no need to commit. You have 30 minutes to play. You're missing your players just after the international break. You need to just take the 3 points. Doesn't matter if it's 1-0. Just defend the game out and see the game out. I was actually asking for Kivior to come on. I actually wanted Kivior to come on, take Trossard off, and make it like a back five. Have Timber, Kivior, Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White, then a double pivot of Partey and Jorginho, and then Martinelli, Saka up front with Havertz, and then maybe take off one of them, Martinelli, and then you bring in Sterling or Jesus. I was absolutely fine with whatever you're going to do. But you actually didn't bring on Kivior. We stuck with the back four, which is very brave, and you managed to see the game out. But before that, Gabriel, again, another fantastic tackle. We got to see Sterling's debut. We got to see Jesus coming on as well with the new hairstyle. Jesus probably influenced by Sterling. Right away, Sterling comes to us and Jesus changes his hairstyle. I'm not sure about that hair, though. Jesus doesn't look good on Jesus, though. But listen, as long as he scores goals, I don't care which kind of hairstyle he has. But yeah, Raya also made another save, and Saka went off. Nwaneri came on. Good to see Nwaneri for like 10 minutes of the derby, no problem. I didn't expect him to start. I know a lot of you are saying he should start, but I just knew he's not going to start this particular game, especially against Tottenham. Even if it meant like, I don't know, Jesus playing in midfield, I think I would rather do that than playing Nwaneri in this game. And I have no problem with it. I didn't want Nwaneri to play this game on Wednesday as well. Starting, this is a must-win game, and it's a lot of pressure, man. And I knew we're not going to get a lot of chances. Yes, I know what you guys are going to say. Yamal, Bob, they'll be given chances in big games. Well and good, that is fine. But Nwaneri is going to get his chance, just not against Tottenham and Man City, especially not against Man City. Any other team, literally, if Nwaneri plays against Man United, I'm fine. If he plays against Atalanta, I'm fine, whichever. But Tottenham and City away, those 2 games away from home. It's just terrible games to give someone to start. But I was very happy to see him coming on, and we managed to see out the game. For some reason, the referee added another 1 minute on top of the 5. But the moment I had that whistle, I literally, like, is it scrammed? Is it scrammed or scram? Which one is the proper English? Whichever, you know what I mean. I literally screamed. Is that the word? I don't know. Screamed, whatever. I was happy. I shouted. I was really, really happy. Let's use shouted. I was really, really, really happy with how that game turned out. Listen, I don't care whether they dominated the stats. They were predicting 3-0 to Tottenham. Arsenal are not going to score because they don't have this and that. We just need to get away through this game. I'm not even going to take a look at the stats and who did what. I'm just going to give the player ratings according to what I watched, because that was fantastic for me. Going there and picking up a clean sheet with that squad and basically no bench. Tottenham had a lot of players to bring off the bench, Timo Werner, that Odegaard, the new signing, and a couple of others, some experienced players on the bench as well. For us, really Jesus and Sterling, and a lot of kids on the bench. So, and missing our captain as well, and missing our 100 million pound player, and missing our 2 signings, Calafiori and Merino, and Sterling maybe not being able to start. Basically, that was just the same Arsenal team from last season, plus Timber without a bench. That it was just basically worse than what we had last season because of the bench. But listen, we got the 3 points. I'm absolutely buzzing with that. Now we go to the Atlanta game. We go to the Man City game. Even more confident now. So happy, man. So happy. Let me see what you guys are saying before I come to the player ratings. This result is more important than the scoreline, says Roland. Yeah, like even if it was 5-4, 1-0, we just needed to win this game and get out of that. That is all we needed to win. Just win the game and get out of that. That is all we needed to do. Let me change this to this. Let's see. Congratulations to Arsenal fans, says Lawrence. London is always red, says Robinson, for sure. Sinclair says, hi, Glenn. For me, need a striker in January if you're going to compete for trophies. Yeah, but for now, the transfer window is over. So we need to just focus with what we have. And we've just beaten Tottenham without a striker, so I'm still happy. So, you're right, though. There's some games where you're going to get 1-2 chances. Hopefully, January, you're able to sort that out. So from now to January, just stay next to Man City. Don't let them go ahead of you. They're already ahead of us, but you know what I mean? Don't let them go 4 or 5 points ahead of you. If they're ahead of us, keep it at 2.3 points until January, and then you can turn to the transfer window again. Ike says Arsenal is blessed for sure. Let's see. Philemon says, where's your comment, Philemon? Philemon, your comment disappeared. Musa says, yes, we make it. No Rice and Odegaard. No Wahala. I'm so happy for the 3 points. More important than whatever, for sure. Clean sheets exist. Freeman, yes, Clean Sheet FC is back. And also on top of that, Set Piece FC is back. So fantastic. Edmund says Martinelli needs to check himself very well. He should raise his game. Yeah, I have to agree with that for sure. I'm slightly worried because now I feel like I don't know if he's going to start again, or now right next game Sterling or Jesus is going to start. I don't know. Thank you for the super chat, Case. She says I'm busy member for 44 months. Thank you. I remember 44 months. That's a long time. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Let's see. Let me take a couple more before I come to the player ratings. They have paid heavily for betraying us against Man City towards the end of last season. Yeah, fantastic. I really needed that as well. Mubarak says, Mr. Glenn, this really team Clean Sheet and Tim and Ben done every nice job. Ben White, the first 20 minutes of the game, he lost the ball a couple of times, but the rest of the game, I was okay with it. Bab says Timber was completely incredible today. I absolutely agree. Again, I've not looked at any stats. I'm going to give you the player ratings from the top of my head, but I'm going to rewatch the game again. I am definitely going to rewatch the game again, and then I see if there's anything I missed. Team cooperation is important and win together, says Asiwaju. Saka is not totally free to score because the defender was on him. There were like 2. Every time Saka has the ball, there was Udogie, and even Son was coming back to defend him. Good evening. We thank Arsenal when the match. Ayomide chatting from Togo. Thank you for being here, Ayomide. And to add on your point, Emmanuel, on Saka, I'm so happy with the Arsenal team these days because, like today, we didn't score. The goal came from Saka. How many assists does he have, by the way? I think he's assisted in every single game so far. Incredible. But in terms of the gameplay, like you don't need like Saka to be incredible. We didn't have Odegaard today. There's a couple of seasons, I think 2 seasons ago, like Saka and Odegaard, or maybe even last season, like we were really depending on them. Nowadays, we can beat this kind of teams without Odegaard being there, without Saka performing incredibly well and stuff like that. We needed that. Let's see, a couple more. Up the Gunners 4 matches, 3 clean sheets. Rise, Master says at the caller. And the Brighton game would have been a clean sheet. If you didn't get a red card, that would have been a clean sheet. Like, I'm 100% sure we'd have kept a clean sheet in that game if we didn't keep a red card. So, in my head, it's 4 clean sheets from 4. Team needs a very solid defense to win games. Yep. Was it Sir Alex Ferguson who said, defenses win titles. Kudos to Mikel understanding of football. I had a lot about that as well. I saw people saying it's a new contract. Why? He's made a mistake, blah, blah, blah. Let's see how good Mikel Arteta is now that they've missing some players. Clean sheet, man. Clean sheets. What a game from Timber. I'm no doubt he's man of the match. Interesting, says Klein. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Glenn, for all your updates. What a Sunday. Thank you. What a Sunday. Yeah, fantastic Sunday. And then they're putting Wolves and Newcastle after that. Nah, I don't care about Newcastle and the Wolves now. I'm looking at Man City and I'm looking at the win against Tottenham. Timber is the best revenge game, says Peace. The guys were good and up the Gunners in City next, says Andrew. Yeah, before that though, Atalanta, but yeah, Man City is very, very big game for us. Watching you from Zambia, says Calvin, thank you. Apart from Gabriel scoring, Timber was my man of the match, says us, but a lot of Gabriel, a lot of Timber man of the match votes. Nice Gunners for getting the 3 points, says Amin. Now, let me see if I'm going to agree with you guys in terms of the player ratings. Let's do it. I've celebrated too much, but yeah, let's go to David Raya. Player ratings, Tottenham 0, Arsenal 1. Let's start with David Raya. Again, another fantastic performance from David Raya. Not even just the save from Kulusevski, and he also made another save from Van der Ven from a corner kick or something. The way he was coming to collect the ball, like the crosses, he was taking, even the last 10 minutes of that game, I think Raya came to collect the ball like 4 times, like those crosses, and then he comes and collects the ball and drops down to the floor. Absolutely fantastic, man. I loved every second of that from David Raya. And just for all that and keeping a clean sheet on top of that, and he won the save of the month last month. He was probably one of the players of the month last month as well. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. That is a fantastic performance from David Raya. Absolutely loved every second of it. 9 out of 10 for him. He absolutely deserves it. But there's obviously a lot of talk now that Trantil has gone. I'm happy that he's performing well, and he's performing incredibly well. No mistakes, and he's winning us points. Not only like just performing well, he probably won us the Aston Villa game, and he got us a draw against Brighton because we could have lost that game after we got the red card. 9 out of 10 for David Raya. Centre backs, Gabriel Magalhaes. Gabriel, I don't usually give this particular rating. This is like maybe the 7th time the last 4 years I'm giving someone this, but that is what the performance was. Gabriel, 10 out of 10. Even before he scored a goal, I was giving him 8 or 9 out of 10 because the challenges he was making at the back, he blocked the ball like 4 times in the first 60 minutes of that game. And crucial blocks, like blocks from the edge of the area, like it would have been a shot on target if he wasn't there. I'm going to give him a 10 out of 10. And on top of that, he gets the header that wins us the game, bullies the defenders out, muscles them. Look at the Tottenham players struggling. They're just watching him. Absolutely fantastic, man. And considering on top of that, he should have made a challenge against Brighton. We considered a goal from that, and we could easily have considered against Aston Villa from his mistake against Watkins. Could easily have been a goal on that day as well. His performances have not been great. So for him to step up right after the international break and put up a 10 out of 10 performance, big up to Gabriel, my defender. Brazil, man, Brazil. 10 out of 10 for Gabriel for sure. That is for me, 10 out of 10. William Saliba, again, another one. Fantastic performance once again. The challenges in the back, the time Ben White made an error, that block from Saliba was absolutely incredible. 9 out of 10 for him as well. And, Gabriel gets a 10 because he scored the winning goal, but Saliba was not bad himself. Saliba was absolutely incredible too. The challenges, the tackle, last minute tackles. There's a couple of times he got the ball and pushed us forward. Like he ran forward. There's one time Trossard should have picked him, and then Trossard made the wrong pass, or Trossard or Martinelli, one of them. But Saliba was just incredible to do the clearances as well. Absolutely loved them. The combination between him and Gabriel, those two really deserve to win things, especially those two. I know Saka, Odegaard, those ones really, really deserve it. They've done a lot the last 3 seasons. But Gabriel and Saliba, man, that combination, fantastic, man. Like, we've not had a centre-back partnership like this since No, I think they've surpassed Koscielny and Vermaelen and Koscielny and Matasaka. I think they're better than them by far, actually. The last time he had such a good defense, I think it was Toure and Campbell, and that is 2004, 2005 there. I don't think we've had this such a good combination in terms of centre backs. Saliba and Gabriel are fantastic and always available. They defend well. They have pace. If someone passes, they can cover. They can score goals as well. Fantastic. 9 out of 10 for Saliba. Timber. Let's go to the left back. Jurriën Timber. Oh, Jurriën Timber. Before I even give him a rating, for this, he gets 2 marks extra. Just for this, he's already getting 2 marks extra on the player ratings. He handled that Italian boy, man. He told him, do you know who I am, man? Do you know who I am? Vicario was running to his face like, oh, Timber, what? Nah, do you know who Jurriën Timber is? His name is Timber, for goodness sake. Of course, he's hard as a rock. You cannot come to Timber's face trying to bully him, Vicario. 2 marks for that, Jurriën Timber. Now, the rest of the performance. Oh my goodness. Timber is not even a left back. I don't know if people know. Timber is not even a left back. It's like Ben White playing at right back. He's actually a centre back. The rest, I'm going to check the stats after this. Let me check on Twitter as I talk to you guys if I can see anything from Gabriel, Saliba, Timber in terms of stats. But Timber today, the way he was getting the ball, so comfortable on the ball, the runs he was making, the challenges as well. He was even clearing the ball, heading the ball away a couple of times too. You know, Brennan Johnson was struggling throughout the game, didn't get to do anything. And this is a player that I watched him play for Netherlands over the international break. He came on around the 44th minute and he wasn't great in the second half. He wasn't that good. And people are talking about, Timber, Arsenal think Timber is that good. He's not really that good, blah, blah, blah. As they always say, you know, they usually can't wait to attack Arsenal players. But the rest of the performance, man, today, starting this game, remember last game against Brighton, he actually went, I think he went down with an injury. I think he was subbed off against Brighton. He was so tired. But today, Timber, I absolutely agree with you guys. Phenomenal performance. The passes, everything about him, phenomenal today. I'm going to give him the same with our boy Saliba. So this is very high. These players are getting very high. I don't think I've given players like this, like defenders, everyone getting 9, 10. Timber 9 out of 10, keeping a clean sheet at their place, the Toilet Stadium. Fantastic. Timber 9 out of 10 today, absolutely fantastic. There's a couple of stats here on Twitter, but it is like Gabriel's stats. Let me just read it to you. Gabriel made the most clearances today. He made the most ball recoveries. He made the most blocks. He scored the match winner. He did not lose a single aerial duel. So I gave him a 10 out of 10 before I saw these stats. And that makes me think I'm not going to change this. If those 11 out of 10, I would give him. He made 7 clearances today, 6 ball recoveries, 2 blocks, scored the match winner, didn't lose a single aerial. Who's next? Ben White. Ben White's performance wasn't as clean as Gabriel and Timber in that game. He lost the ball a couple of times, and I could easily have considered from them. Basically, he got saved by Saliba and Gabriel. But the rest of the game, I didn't think he was bad at all. This season, one thing I've not seen from White, I don't know if it's a change of tactics. Ben White last season got a lot of goals and assists, like he was getting forward a lot. I don't know if this one is Timber being asked to push forward and then Ben White has been asked to stay behind, but he's not really overlapping Saka too many times, so he's just staying back and defending. I'm going to wait and see. I'm sure against Man City he's going to do the same, but after that I'm going to be interested to see how he does in terms of defending. Is he going to be going forward or just staying back and then Timber and Calafiori the ones who are going to go forward? I don't know. But Ben White, I know first half not great, but we still kept a clean sheet. Son did not do a lot today, and he's the one who was marking him. I know he got past him maybe once or twice. There's a time in the first half he got past him so easily. I was like, no, you can't let that happen, but he covered it well. So I'm going to give my 8 out of 10 because the rest of the game, the likes of Son and Timo Werner after coming on, they didn't really do a lot. So I'm going to give my 8 out of 10 because we kept a clean sheet. So it could easily have been a 7, but no, it's not easy to defend against the likes of Son. So 8 out of 10 for Ben White. So that is the defense. Rare 9. Ben White 8, Gabriel 10, Saliba 9, and then Jurriën Timber 9. Hopefully that is fair enough. Let me know if you disagree with any of that. Midfield. Let's go to the midfield. Thomas Partey. Thomas Thomas Partey. I mean, he didn't get exposed. Against Aston Villa, Partey lost the ball a couple of times, and he could easily have conceded from that. And even against Wolves, Partey lost the ball like 3 or 4 times in that game. Today, I don't think Partey was bad. I'll rewatch the game again to see where they gave away the ball. I don't think Partey was bad today at all. I think this is probably his best performance this season. I'm going to give him 8 out of 10. I'm going to rewatch the game in case I missed anything. But Partey today, 8 of 10 out of 10. I did not feel exposed in that game. I did not feel like, oh my goodness, the midfield is so wide open in that second half. Tottenham are going to create numerous chances. No. So I never felt that way, which means there was a midfielder there who was doing his job. So Partey today, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. I didn't have a problem with his performance. He also didn't really commit. There was a lot of yellow cards in that game, and Partey did not really commit fouls in that game. Jorginho, that is why Jorginho needed to get a new contract. He's not the best midfielder ever, although he was like 3rd or 4th in the Ballon d'Or a couple of years ago. He doesn't always play. He only has like 1 year remaining now in his Arsenal contract, less than 1 year. We know when everyone is fit, Jorginho is not going to play a lot. Merino will be there. Rice will be there. Jorginho is not going to play a lot. But the one reason why I really wanted Jorginho to stay is because of such occasions. The guy comes on. He hasn't played. He hasn't started a game this season. He comes on. He takes the captain's armband. He leads the team. He plays well in midfield. Didn't really make too many mistakes today in midfield. A player who hasn't played a lot. He didn't even play for Italy during the international break, so he hasn't really been playing. But when you call upon him, call upon him to do the job for you, he does the job for you, no problems. He played 90 minutes, didn't get subbed off, did his job. He was so tired. He also went down with like a cramp, like around the 90th minute. He was so tired. When it comes to the fights, Jorginho is involved as well, asking the referee what is going on. Fantastic. I'm going to give him 8 out of 10. Jorginho and Partey did not want Jorginho and Partey to stay, not to stay. I wanted Jorginho and Partey to stay. Wrong word. I did not want Jorginho and Partey to start together today, because I thought, man, that is a bit too slow. With Son and Maddison in that midfield, it's going to be a bit too slow. Let's start Timber in midfield, but that is if Calafiori was there. But Calafiori wasn't there. Timber had to play at the back, and we didn't really have anyone else to play. But Jorginho and Partey, they've come on. They've done the job. Fantastic. 8 out of 10 for Jorginho. Captain as well today. Fantastic. Who else played in the midfield? Trossard played in the midfield. Okay, now the rest of the ratings aren't going to be as high as the defenders. Trossard did his job. He put in a couple of good crosses, worked hard. We didn't create too many chances today. So I'm just going to give Trossard a 7. Energy-wise and all that, he did well. So I'm just going to give Trossard a 7 out of 10 for today. Nothing much to say about Trossard's performance. He was just okay. Didn't really miss any chances or anything. Crosses, okay. That is fine. So 7 out of 10 for him. And I'm going to say the same about Havertz. They just worked hard. Havertz had a chance. He had a header that was saved. Good save. Could easily have scored from that. Again, I'm also going to give Havertz a 7 out of 10. Same with Trossard. He had one chance, really. The rest of the game worked hard, was on the right side, left side. He got involved in the fights as well, telling people, don't mess around with my teammates. Love it. 7 out of 10 for him. Now, the rest of the 2 players, Bukayo Saka. I don't think Bukayo Saka was astonishing or amazing or anything like that today. But listen, I don't need him to be absolutely amazing. As long as you just have that assist or goal in this particular game. And also him missing out on Odegaard and also kind of Ben White, because Ben White is not overlapping. Saka is missing something there. And he's also definitely missing Odegaard. They have such a good connection with Odegaard on that side. There's a pass. I don't remember who gave the pass. There's a pass in the first half where someone put the pass and Saka went through, like on the right side. If I remember who gave out that pass, maybe I could change the rating. I don't know if it was Jorginho or someone. But that pass to Saka, he was getting involved in the game. A couple of poor corner kicks, but he did what we needed him to do, and it mattered. So I'm going to give Saka. I feel like I would have given him a 7, but he got the assist, so I'm going to give him an 8. It is an 8 that is going down to a 7.5, not an 8 going to 8.5. So you know what I mean. But Saka 8 out of 10. He got the assist, and that was a fantastic corner. So for that, I'm giving him an extra mark, because working hard and all that, winning fouls, and they were kicking him apart in the first half as always. 8 out of 10 for Bukayo Saka. What are we going to give this guy? This is so tough. Martinelli. What are we going to give Martinelli today? Whew, this is tough. Gabriel Martinelli. Now, I'll tell you something that Martinelli did very well. I need to check. In terms of, again, like defending and challenges and coming back and winning the ball, Martinelli was incredible. He was doing this, like coming back and winning the ball back like this. He did this a lot of times. Like Tottenham are trying to counter attack, and Martinelli came back and won the ball. And I take that into consideration, especially in games like this. If you don't score or assist, which is his job, do something else. And I think in terms of doing something else, I think he did it. I think in terms of defending and doing that, I think he did. Actually, let me check if I can. I need to check his stats because it is very hard to rate Martinelli in this game. Let me check his stats. I want to see if I'm right in terms of, is there stats on him on Twitter? I need to check like how many balls he won, how many recoveries he had and all that. I think he's the one who also put in the cross for Havertz's header that was saved. I think he was the one who did that as well. That was a good cross as well. The chance that he missed, I think you should definitely have passed it to Saka. So there's that. Yeah, I've got it. There's actually David Raya, Gabriel, and Martinelli. 100% tackles won. What? Martinelli won 100% of his tackles. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know about the tackles. I just saw him like coming back and completing his challenges and all that, and winning the ball back for us a lot of times. Now, 100% tackles. If you're not doing anything else in terms of scoring or assisting, or your confidence is short, make sure you're doing something else. He had one shot in the game, the one that you're talking about. He created 2 chances. One of them was for Havertz. I don't remember the other one. He made 3 tackles out of 3. He put in 3 crosses. 10 out of 15 duels won. That is amazing. That's really good. Rating Martinelli as an attacker today, I would potentially give him 6 out of 10 if I was just rating him as an attacker today. He put in a couple of good crosses, poor decision not to give Saka the pass. That was it. But defensive work, that is incredible. 10 out of 15 duels won for a winger. That is really, really good. That is good. And he also had 6 out of 8 dribbles completed. So I had to check his stats because I wanted to make sure, like, if I was right in terms of him coming back to defend, because attacking-wise, he also did not impress me a lot today, apart from those couple of crosses. So because he really worked hard, I'm not going to give him like 4 or 5 or anything like that. So I'm going to give him the same I've given a couple of other players in Trossard and I gave Trossard and Havertz a 7 out of 10. Can we give Martinelli 7 out of 10 as well? I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I think 8 is too high. These stats are pointing out to it being an 8 out of 10 performance, because this is a lot of very good defensive work. 100% tackles and 10 out of 15 duels won. That is very, very good defensive work. But we need Martinelli to also do a lot of attacking work. That's why I'm not able to. If he, let's say, if he assisted Saka on that occasion, or if he passed that ball to Saka and then Saka scored or Saka missed, doesn't matter, I would have been giving him an 8 out of 10. So I'm going to stick with the 7 out of 10. I'm not going to give him 5 or 6 or anything like that, because he worked very, very, very hard in that game. And defensive-wise, he did incredible work. There's even one time I remember they were trying to counter-attack us, and Martinelli came back and won the ball, and it went out for a throw-in. So, yeah, I'll rewatch the game again. It might be 8. It might be, but because he was not that incredible attacking-wise, 8 also feels a bit high. But let me know in the comments. Just write Martinelli and then write what you're going to give him in terms of a rating, because defensive work, he did incredible. So that is the rating for the players. The players who came on, who was the first player to come on? Jesus and Sterling. I mean, it was only 10 minutes and we weren't really attacking. We were now defending. So I'm just going to give him a 6 out of 10. Jesus, 6 out of 10. He wasn't on for too long, honestly. Sterling had an opportunity to run to them. I think he should have shot the ball on that occasion. Only on for 10 minutes. Defensive work, okay, just 6 out of 10. We didn't see them enough. Let's wait for the next game if they're going to play more. Who else came on? Nwaneri. I'm just happy he came on. It's great to see him coming on, because usually people say Arteta doesn't really bring on youngsters, especially players like Nwaneri had an opportunity. He doesn't really come on in such games. I'm just going to give him a 6 out of 10 because I'm happy he came on. 6 out of 10. Mikel Arteta. What are we going to give Mikel Arteta? I know exactly what I'm going to give Mikel Arteta. because they said something after he signed in the new contract. I celebrated when he signed a new contract, and people in the comments were like, Glenn, why the hell are you celebrating at the new contract? You know, the usual. He's been here for 4 or 5 years. He's not won anything, blah. The usual, what people are usually saying. But one thing that Arteta has done, especially these big games, Tottenham, Man United, Chelsea, we go away to those teams expecting to win. This is the first time in let me just check. I don't think we've even beaten Tottenham 3 times in a row in such a long time. Now, you can also argue and say, yeah, we don't have players, blah, 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 because of him. He should have bought players. He should have not sold this one. Fine. But today's performance alone, defensively, fantastic. The formation that he went for, I'm happy he didn't really put Havertz in midfield that much, because that would have been. Now, for me, I didn't care about Havertz playing in midfield this particular game, because I knew it was going to be a lot of that, a lot of tackles, challenges, aerial balls, and all that. I don't mind Havertz playing in midfield in this particular game. But he actually started up front. He agreed with majority of you guys who wanted Havertz to stay up front. Trossard in midfield, tough situation. Not having Odegaard, not having Rice. A lot of people are saying, listen, let's see how good Arteta is now that he doesn't have Odegaard and this guy's Calafiori, Merino. Let's see how good he is. We won the game. We kept a clean sheet. Fantastic performance, especially defensive-wise. Second half, there's a couple of spells where we had opportunities. We made sure to create those opportunities. Poor decisions a couple of times from Martinelli and Havertz and Sterling at the end once. But apart from that, that was a fantastic result. This is bigger than the 2 other games that we won at Tottenham, because we didn't have all of those players. And on top of that, we are coming into this game after an international break where players like Saka had to play 150 minutes in those 2 games. We are coming into this game knowing that the next 2 games are both away from home against Atalanta and Man City. Atalanta, the Europa League champions last season, so they're not a useless team. They won the Europa League last season. They beat Leverkusen 3-0. They're not a useless team. On top of that, Man City after that. On top of that, you're coming into this game with Tottenham. Solanke was injured, he's recovered, he was playing. Bentancur was playing. Van der Ven recovered, he was playing. So they had everyone. And we still won. So let me read you this stat. Arsenal have won 6 consecutive Premier League away games for the first time since 2013. Again, this is another thing. Another reason why I'm like, I get why people would say you don't like Arteta or whatever. It's your opinion. I don't mind it. But when I look at stuff like this, like we've played Aston Villa and Tottenham away this season, we've gone and kept clean sheets at those places. Those teams miss chances. That is their problem. That is not our problem. But going to Aston Villa, clean sheet. Going to Tottenham, clean sheet. Like, there is no way 4 years ago we'd go to these teams and keep clean sheets. No way. His defense, again, another thing people say is Arteta's bought a lot of defenders, which is true. Make sure you keep a clean sheet because you've bought a lot of defenders. So make sure the defense helps us, which it has. The defense is working. So he's bought a lot of defenders and you're keeping clean sheets against these big teams. That is fine. That is absolutely fine. 3 of Arsenal's last 4 Premier League goals against Tottenham have been corners. Fantastic. Love it. I don't care about the yellow cards. Since both players have been at the club, this will be the first time Arsenal have been without Rice and Odegaard in a single game. So this is also the first time you're not having both of them on the pitch at the same time. So this was something new. And I was trying to look at how many times we've won Tottenham 3 games in a row. It was a long time ago. We beat Tottenham even twice in a row. So that is fantastic. And because of all that and talking all that, I'm going to give him a 10 out of 10 for today. Fantastic. Missing all of those players, 10 out of 10. Let me know what you guys would give him. My man of the match, tough. Let me know who you guys' man of the match is. Is it Gabriel? Is it Timber? Is it Saliba? Those are the ones who really stood out a lot, those defenders. Even Raya was incredible today. Let me check how many saves he made today. Raya was also phenomenal today. But as I check, let me see what you guys are saying in the comment section. Martinelli, 8. Justice says Martinelli 5.5. Now that I don't agree with Justice. Even before looking at the stats, I was not going to give him a 5 because I knew he did a lot of defensive work. Yes, his first job is to score, assist, make the correct decisions, take good corners, make good crosses. That is his first job. That is true. But if you're not doing that, do defensive work. And according to the interceptions and the tackles and all that, he was one of our best players in terms of coming back and defending. So we also have to take that into consideration. He was not here. Five means it was an average performance. I don't think it was an average performance. He also created a couple of chances. One of them was for the Harvard header that was saved. So he could easily have also had an assist. Let's see. Kenneth, 5 is too low. 5 is too low. He did very, very good defensive work. Five is too low. We went to Tottenham and kept a clean sheet and, probably outrun them and all that. I'm not going to give anyone a 5. That's why even the bench players that didn't even play a lot, I gave them a 6 because no one is going to get a 5. The 5 means like you are just there, basically. Timber looks like a new signing for Arsenal for sure. And Sumanali, it feels like a new signing. We didn't have him the whole of last season, so it's like we've signed 2 defenders, Calafiori and Timber. John says Timber is the man of the match. Justice says Martinelli is very, very wasteful. That I don't agree. I disagree with that one. I'm like, yeah, he's not in terms of the box area, his decision making is not good. So that one I agree with. But I'm saying in terms of defensive work, I'm not going to give him a 5 or a 4 because he didn't pass to Saka. But the reason that the fact that he didn't pass to Saka, that is why he's not getting an 8 or a 9 out of 10 or anything like that. There would come a day when we won't need these so-called back runs. He needs to work on his swing. No, but that's not true as well. This is the Premier League. You're going to definitely need to come back and defend. Especially this week against Atalanta and Man City, you're going to need to come back and defend. I don't think there's a team in the Premier League where there's maybe 2. The defensive work, that is a poor take, Justice, in terms of the first point. There's going to come a day we're not going to come back and make basically defensive runs. No, I want my winger to come back and make defensive runs every single game, whether we are playing against Burnley or Atalanta or whatever. You need to come back and help your fullback. You have to. Defensive work, no, we have to look at the defensive work. He did incredible. But I agree with you in the other stuff. Finishing, he definitely needs to work on it. He needs to finish that better. He needs to probably pass the ball to Saka. That's why I said attacking-wise, I'd give him a 6 out of 10. Defensive-wise and overall, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. We need almost because we're playing a false 9, so no one should be wasting anything. That is also true. You need to take your chances that come. That I agree with. The first part, though, in terms of there's going to come a time he's not going to be needing to do defensive runs. No, that time will never come. You're going to always need to come back and defend. Ahmad says, Big Gabby, big 3 points. Proud of you guys. Spurs are, you know what? Yes, they are exactly that. What do we think of Tottenham? Raya, man of the match, says Mohammed. These guys on another level. They have really made my evening, says Sammy. That's why I trust in this team. Even if we miss 5, 6, 7 players, I look at the rest of the team. I'm like, this team is still good. This team can still score goals. This team can still defend well. Last season we kept the most clean sheets. We considered the fewest goals. We still scored like 90 goals without a striker. So the players are there. Yes, what Justice has said in the comments, that has to happen. We have to take our chances because if you take our chances, we could easily score 200 goals in the Premier League. So you're not going to get all of those chances usually against even Atalanta. Maybe you're going to take. I think this week you're going to see a bit of that again. Atalanta and Man City, we're going to see a bit of this. Not too many chances, a couple of chances, maybe a set piece, which I don't mind. After that, we can go and start scoring 4 or 5 goals after that. The most important thing is that we got 3 points against Spurs. And I'm going to end it with that wisdom. The most important thing is that we got 3 points. That is all that matters. And we're now 2 points behind Man City instead of 4 behind them instead of 5 behind them. So that is fantastic. Nwaneri needs more games to build his confidence because he's good. So you're right, Bright. But I'm going to end with the wisdom one. The most important thing is 3 points. Absolutely. I'm going to put a poll for the man of the match on YouTube, and then let's enjoy this win, man. Let's enjoy this victory. This is a big win. What are we going to do now for the rest of the night? We have to go and troll the Tottenham fans. Thank you for watching. I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.